The U.S. Coast Guard saved the day for a little dog that was trapped on ice the other day. Check out this video. The pup had nowhere to go after getting stuck on a log near the Milwaukee River. The officer who led the rescue effort first tried an inflatable boat in the icy waters, but then actually had to jump out and swim toward the dog after the boat got stuck. And then the dog started walking away. It was probably scared by everything that was going on. When it fell into the icy water, the Coast Guard officer grabbed him and luckily brought him to safety.
Hi, everyone, and thank you for waking up with us on this Friday morning. I'm Jordan Schreier here with Lisa Bedell, and we're just getting started with your news and weather to the top of the hour to help you plan your day. And we start with a breaking news alert about a deadly crash overnight. The Minnesota State Patrol says a man was killed when he was hit by a car near Brainerd. It happened shortly before midnight at the intersection of Highways 210 and 371.
That's the main intersection on the west end of Brainerd and heading up toward the Gull Lake area. Troopers say a driver hit a pedestrian who was walking along the highway. The victim is 46-year-old Joshua Carner of Brainerd. No one else was hurt. This weekend's warm weather could help clear paths to storm drains, so water that's backing up in streets and a lot of people's driveways can finally get moving. In Moorhead, public works crews are trying to clear the 6,200 drains around town, but are also removing snow in neighborhoods, so they could use some help.
Many homeowners are already chipping away at the snow and ice that's blocking the drains. And if it's not reasonable for you to dig out your drain, you can contact Moorhead Public Works and they'll clear those storm drains as they work their way through the city.
It's now 10 minutes before 7. Let's get a check of our storm team forecast and find out how much melting we'll do today.
Well, we'll keep adding more water to the system as we are working on some more warm temperatures above the freezing mark. So another nice day. We do start off with another morning of some patchy areas of dense fog. This is not widespread, but there are areas where we're having some trouble. Over in the east and Lakes Country, Detroit Lakes, a half-mile visibility. Boston's at 1.25 miles. Out to the west, Carrington at 0 and beyond. You can see that dark area over there. That's where there's some very dense fog being reported just beyond our viewing area. So temperatures right now below freezing, so there'll be some icy patches out there, perhaps some frost in those foggy places, and temperatures ranging from only 10 degrees in Boston and Langdon to 26 in Park Rapids and 28 down in Sisseton. Fargo's at 20 right now, and it's 21 in Grand Forks. So you'll need that heavier jacket this morning, that heavier coat. Of course, just like the recent days, it might feel a little warm as we head into the afternoon hours. Layers are key. The wind won't be much of a factor for us today, but it'll stay light, less than 10 miles per hour. And our radar and satellite map, nice and quiet. A quick look at our hour-by-hour planner. Expect to have just some clear skies, some sunshine once that fog lifts, and we'll end up with temperatures into the upper 30s to some low 40s for your highs. And again, beautiful sunshine through the day. Heading into this evening, temperatures sliding back down. So we'll end up in the 30s in the evening hours and heading into the 10 o'clock hour, dropping below that into some 20s. And again, more fog affecting us as we head into the day on Saturday morning. That should lift. Sunday, we've been talking about this system. It's not going to be a major producer of precipitation. However, there'll be some wind and you may run into a little rain, some snow, maybe a mix in between during the day on Sunday and into Sunday evening as well. So that's one thing that's going to be a factor, a change in the forecast, though it won't add much at all to the system. It's for those of us concerned about flooding. We don't want to see those big rains. And so far, at least in the 7-day planner, we don't have that in the forecast. In fact, we continue those above freezing days and below freezing nights. Let's check in now with Al.
Well, Lisa, it didn't take long. Traffic has definitely picked up out here on the Metro Interstate Loop. I'm westbound on Interstate 94 right now, just approaching Vets Boulevard. And we have a lot of traffic out here this morning on westbound Interstate 94 as well as eastbound Interstate 94. And right around the diverging diamond, but the tri-level there's all kinds of congestion there. So make sure you're driving extra carefully. Road surface is dry. Travel speeds in that generally 60 to 65 mile an hour range. Reminder for you, we have a stalled car southbound Interstate 29 just south of the 12th Avenue overpass. Looks like it might be an older Malibu of some sort, something like that. In any event, no lights, no flashers. Should be far enough off the road where it shouldn't present any problem. Just one of those things that you see when you're out here and you don't want to come up on it and have it surprise you. So that's where it's sitting. Again, no lights, no flashers. things are looking pretty good. We're off to a nice start. Streets around town are good, somewhat slippery in certain areas. Make sure you're driving extra carefully today and always. Al Ahmed, Valley Today traffic.
Here's another traffic alert you'll want to know about if you're driving through downtown Fargo. Starting on Monday, the city is shutting down 2nd Street south between Main Avenue and 4th Street.
That's the stretch of road that runs in front of the senior high-rise by Dyke West. That closure is for work on a flood control project and should be in place through the fall. We're likely to hear more today about Moorhead's plan for this year's spring flood fight.
Mayor Jonathan Judd is holding a news conference at 10 this morning at the City Hall Council chambers. The news conference is open to the public. Grab your work gloves and get ready to join in on the flood fight. The city of Fargo is gearing up to fill 1 million sandbags to protect property this spring and will need at least 200 volunteers a day. Sandbag Central opens this coming Tuesday in North Fargo.
It will run from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. weekdays until all the bags are filled. And if you can help, contact the Sandbag Hotline number on your screen, 701-476-4000. It's a busy, tough, dirty job, but people are already stepping up to help, like students in Fargo and West Fargo. And there's also a website where groups or people can go to volunteer, and we have a link to that on valleynewslive.com. Just look under the Hot button.
You can also get information about volunteering for the Red Cross on our website. They're holding some informational meetings this week for volunteers to learn more about distributing supplies to people in need of flood relief. And if you can't remember the last time you got a tetanus shot, you might want to get one before this year's flood fight, because as we mentioned, it can be a dirty job. If you cut or scrape yourself, you could get tetanus, although the chances of that happening are pretty slim. Public health officials credit high immunization rates for the low number of tetanus cases in North Dakota.
And to make it easier for you, Fargo Cass Public Health is offering walk-in tetanus shot clinics starting next week. It's Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Friday from 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Fargo Cass Public Health is located on the corner of 13th Avenue and 25th Street South in Fargo. We have an update on a West Fargo family's frantic search for their 2 dogs. Both pups are back home this morning after being picked up by the police.
Linda Lyman says her 2 miniature schnauzers bolted yesterday when she opened the door for a contractor. The family was desperate to find the dogs because they're emotional support animals for her husband, who has Alzheimer's. Tonight's the night, the big night for NDSU. The Bison are moving on to the first round of the NCAA tournament.
But it promises to be a tough one. The Bison are going after top-seeded Duke. Now you can watch it prime time. That game is right here on KX4 starting at 6 this evening. You know him as an actor and really the face of North Dakota tourism. And in a few months, he'll be walking through graduation in Grand Forks. That guy, Josh Duhamel, is slated to receive an honorary degree from UND in May.
Might be worth sitting through that very long ceremony just to see him. You know, he grew up in Minot and he is known for sporting a lot of home state attire in many of his movies. UND's president calls him an unwavering ambassador for the state. UND graduation is May 11th.
They might as well sell tickets to it. I'd
They
show
could.
up.
I know. I would pay for a ticket. The Veterans Memorial Arena in West Fargo is being transformed into a bounce house this weekend.
And the Valley Today's Abby Furchner is live in studio this morning with more. Hi, Abby.
Hi, good morning, you guys. I'm here with Katie Edish with West Fargo Parks District, and it really is going to be Bounce House Central at the Veterans Memorial Arena this weekend.
Yes, we're so excited. We have over 20 inflatable games, bounce houses, and obstacle courses all set up for kids and parents and anyone who wants to come play all weekend long. Saturday, we're going to be there from 10 a.m. till 7 p.m.
Wow.
And Sunday, we'll be there from 11 to 5. Wristbands are $8. Only have to pay for the people who are playing on the game, so no parents if you're not going to play, which I think you should. If you're not going to play, you don't have to pay to come in.
Yeah, I think it's always so much fun to see some of that family competition on those obstacle courses.
Yes, yep, lots of fun. And like I said, we'll have something for everyone. We've got a little kiddie land set up focused on kids ages 6 and under, and then we've got kind of the older area set up too. So.
Yeah, and let's just talk about the bounce houses, though, that are going to be there. There aren't just obstacle courses, so if you do want to just go bounce, you can do that too.
Yep. We've got, like you said, the obstacle courses. We've got one fun one that's called Wrecking Ball, and we put 4 people into the inflatable game, and they throw an inflatable wrecking ball at
my
each other and
goodness.
try to knock them off. We have right there is the meltdown. So that's like a wiped out show where you jump up and try not to get knocked off. This is a fun one. The amusement, you go up and down a slide. Just like I said, all sorts of things for all different ages and lots of fun. Weather's going to be nice, but it's still going to be muddy and gross out. So come in here where it's dry and have some fun.
Let the kids burn off some steam. I
Yes.
want to try that one where you have to jump over that really
going
quickly.
to.
We were going to, but I've seen videos of people like just completely missing. So
Yeah.
that is going to be a fun one. You're going to want to go out to the Veterans Memorial Arena this weekend.
Good stuff. Looks like fun for the whole family. Thanks, guys. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. 37% of Americans plan to spend an entire day decluttering their home this spring. What's the most common place to start?
Well, the answer is the bedroom. Remember, you can take part in our question of the morning on the Valley News Live Facebook page. Go ahead and join the conversation. And maybe you might want to clean out the garage so you can get an ice pick out and go
There
at some
you
of the
go.
stuff that's melting.
There you go. And maybe schedule that for Sunday too, because Sunday's not going to be so nice. The weekend, we are looking at some better weather on Saturday, some sunshine continuing. Today looks great too, but Sunday, not so nice. A little bit of cloud cover, some spotty areas of light snow or rain. But overall, our forecast looks good for a nice, easy melt, so far at least.
Okay. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. You can join us right now on the Fargo CW.